morning, brought to you by Donald Trimble Mortuary. Thank you so much for being there. A taste, of course, is the handing down of statements, beliefs, legends, customs, information from generation to generation, especially by word of mouth or by practice. A story that has come down, of course, to us by popular tradition. So, of course, that's our meaning. And today, we've got with us guests in the studio, an author by the name, I'm sure names you've probably heard before. Bunnie Jackson Ransom is in the studio with us today. She wrote a book entitled How to Market. In other words, get the word out. How to market your ministry. Come on to the mic, Bunnie, and say hello to the people. How you doing?
Hey, Rhodell.
Welcome to a taste. Glad to have you. Welcome to a taste of tradition for the church, the ministers, and the ministries. How to market your ministry. I take it there is a problem in the industry, or some type of way of improving, I would say.
Yeah, well, you know, before I got involved with this, or as I get involved with churches who ask for my suggestions, advice, etc., I try to point out the fact that God, in His ultimate wisdom, was a master marketer. Now that may sound peculiar, but bear with me for a moment. If you remember your scripture, and I'm sure you do, God put a star in the sky. That's a billboard. In other words, God is a master marketer. He put a billboard in the sky that said, "My son has been born at this place, at this time, come and worship him." Now, if that North Star had not been in the sky, the wise men would not have seen it, and they would never have found their way to the baby Jesus to worship him. So, things have changed between that time and now. But we know how many churches there are up and down the streets and the nooks and crannies all over the city, all over the state, all over this country, for that matter.
Yeah.
And there is competition, healthy competition, among churches as we reach out for our parishioners. So what makes me choose your church over my church? What makes me choose church A over church B? It is how you market that ministry to the public that you want to come and sit among you.
How about that? Now, what do you find generally when you go from church to church, the main priority, I should say, the thing that churches need the most when it comes to marketing themselves?
But they need to know who they are. They need to know their congregation. And they need some direction, some strategic plan, and where they want to go in bringing in more souls to God. Where is your audience? Usually your audience comes from where it is. That sounds like double talk, but you remember the old saying that says, "Put down your buckets in the waters around you"?
Yeah.
Well, we have to know our church. We have to know that hypothetically we have more African American women than men in the church, or we might have more men than women. We have to know that they're between the ages of 25 and 40, if that's right, and we have to know that they live within a certain radius. But we also have to reach out to say, well, you know, there are some Hispanics or Asians around the corner, let's reach out to them. But before we know where we're going, we can't get there.
Yeah.
So the more we know where we want to go, then we can plan to reach that audience that we need to reach.
Now, before we get into some more specifics, give us one of those ingredients, I should say the first step that for those parishioners or pastors or churches that are listening right now. Give me one of those nuggets. We're going to go to a quick break, but give me one of those nuggets right off the bat that you find or that you encourage each ministry to have in order to market themselves properly.
Survey your parishioners. Get them in the database,
okay,
so you can reach out to them. And survey the neighborhood. Get in the street, survey the neighborhood. So you have two databases. That tells you who to reach and how to reach them.
Survey the neighborhood. When we get back, we'll get more into this. It's called Getting the Word Out, How to Market Your Ministry Author Bunnie Jackson Ransom is with us today. And of course, we'll be back in a moment. But right now, here's the Never So Schools.